What up? It's Jimmy from Odds.com. This is a clip from our big NBA show. To check out the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on Odds.com. Let's move on to our next spot on the card, 8 p.m. Eastern. Atlanta Hawks, 14-20 on the year, 6-11 on the road at Orlando Magic, 13-22, 8-11 at home at the Amway Center in Orlando, Florida. Hawks open up as 4-point favorites. It's a Bet365 opener. That's where they stand right now. This total at 225. We've seen it drop a half point offshore. Right now we have 224 and a half. Hawks pace last 5, 28th in the NBA, 96.70 possessions a game. Magic pace last 5, 9th at 100.90 possessions a game. Atlanta on the second game of a second half of back-to-back. They played this evening, Tuesday night, beat the Heat 94-80 in Nate McMillan's debut as head coach. All 5 starters scored in double digits, led by Trae Young's 18 points and 10 assists. Young turned the ball over 8 times. The Hawks turned the ball over 23 times in the win. Capella went for 10 points and 17 boards. They defended with tenacity, which is something you always see when there's a new coach. But the Heat were playing without Jimmy Butler, and the Heat had just beaten them. And when they beat them soundly. Heat shot just 37.3% from the field, 27.3% from three. Chris Dunn, Cam Reddish remain out of the lineup, but the player who the Hawks really miss is somebody that Wham has mentioned, DeAndre Hunter. I mean, he looked like he was coming into his own before hurting that surgically repaired right knee. Bogdan Bogdanovic has not carved himself out a big role on this team. This team has so much talent, but it just never seemed to mesh. 7 players averaging double digits. Now, 2 of those guys are hurt in Reddish and Hunter, but they have 7 players averaging double digits, then Bogdanovic at 9.9. Then you have Rajon Rondo playing 15.1 minutes a game and averaging 3.7 points a game. And I tell you what, that's a mistake. And I'm not saying that he's earned the minutes, but you can't sign a veteran and then have him playing 15 minutes a game and averaging 3.7 points when you already know that. And I don't want to say character issues or whatever, but he's a moody guy. And you don't want a vet after winning an NBA championship to be sitting at the end of the bench fucking sulking. And I really felt like it was part of a mismanagement of time that got the coach fired. And, you know, he's so respected in the NBA. And when I look at Bogdanovic and Rondo coming in, it just never seemed to mesh. It never seemed to work. And it doesn't matter how respected you are or what kind of leadership you show. You have to manage these super egos.
Right.
And that wasn't happening. And whether Nate McMillan can come in and do that, I don't know. Orlando's lost 4 straight. They're coming off a 130-124 loss at home to the Mavericks on Monday night. Vucevic, 29 points, 15 boards, 9 assists. Fournier went for 26 points. And Michael Carter-Williams trying to resurrect the career. 18 points, 8 boards, 6 assists. Cole Anthony out of the lineup. There's a big opportunity for Carter-Williams. Team has dealt with a ton of injuries this year. No Jonathan Isaac. And then they lose Fultz at the beginning of the year. They lost Aaron Gordon, who was playing poorly, but they lose him. Then Cole Anthony, then James Ennis. And Evan Fournier, he's dealing with a hamstring injury. So he went off for 26 points, but just in 27 minutes, he was obviously being held back by the hamstring. He's listed as questionable to go. Very, very interesting spot here that I'm thinking about attacking myself. But Wham, I believe you are attacking it. Take it away, Hawks Magic.
Yeah, I'm going with the home dog here, bro. I'm going to take Orlando here. I think this is a good spot for them, man. They're in a good spot here. They're shooting a little bit better from 3. And the reason why that even though the Jimmy Butler less Miami Heat, they almost had this game in wraps today with the Atlanta Hawks. The only reason why they came out hot is because led by a starter 3 from Bogdanovic, who I think he only ended up with 5 points for the game. But after that, it was Ice Trae. He got a little chilly, a little frosty, did his little rubbing on his arms and stuff, and he got his team to win, pulled it out. I think he had like almost 12 points unanswered by itself in that fourth quarter or something of that nature. He balled out. But them coming off a back-to-back against a team that I feel like they will have some sort of motivation here to try to just get some type of goodness out of their season here. I mean, this is before the All-Star break. You don't have anything to lose here but to give a good fight to this Hawks team that's off of a back-to-back. that fired their coach the day after Black History Month. I mean, you just can't find any funnier stuff from the NBA season, bro. Like, this is the funniest season ever, bro. Like, as far as this team, they signed a guy that hasn't played only 10 games in Bogdanovich. Then they get this guy Rondo, like you mentioned. Like, he's not getting any minutes, and then also their second best player calls out their first best player, and now he's on the trading block. I don't have any faith in the Atlanta Hawks, bro. Like you said, like you mentioned, bro. Like DeAndre Hunter is one of those reasons why I was backing him, and he was looking great out there. And Cam Reddish is out, I believe, for this game as well. He's another guy that you want him in the lineup if you're going to take Atlanta. I look at this as just a really good spot for the Orlando Magic. They covered 4 of their last 5 games against divisional opponents. And as far as them being at the house this year, they're 42% at the house. The Hawks are 35% on the road, and that's just based off of that. Also, the Hawks are one of the last 5 games on the road, while the Orlando Magic covered 4 of the last 6 games at the house. So that kind of showed me that maybe this is a good spot to back this Orlando Magic, just based off of them being off a back-to-back. And on top of this has been a spot before the All-Star break. Some of these guys just ready to go home. Maybe you get some time off, go back to the wife, do your thing there. But I believe you being a team that's on a bad hill, which is the Hawks are as well, and they played some 90s style basketball as well today. And I forgot to write that down, that them playing that slow tempo basketball is not going to help them in this spot, I don't believe, because Fournier and these guys are going to get up tempo, I believe, and shoot threes. They're not a fast up tempo team, but they're more like a middle of the pack pace team in the Orlando Magic. But I believe that's the game plan coming in here, to make these guys take more shots, mess up their field goal percentage. And I think the Orlando Magic will have the better bench players defensively as well. As far as more athletic guys on the bench, soon as Capella gets out, they have no rim protection. They have Solomon Hill trying to guard the paint, which he can't do. No offense to him, you know what I'm saying, if he's watching, but you can't guard the paint, bro. And as far as Chuma Okeke, I like those guys coming off the bench. I do want to see a little bit more from Mo Bamba and stuff from there, but I think Fournier and Vucevic have a good game here. And I want to hit the money line, but I'm going to just take the spread here at +4, +4.5, whatever we get in there.
I can't get you a 4.5, but I can get you a 4 at +100.
A 4 at +100? That's it.
Yeah, it's -110. I think it's at Fox Bet.
That's perfect, actually.
Pull it up. Yes, +4 at +100. The money line goes all the way up to +146. It's between 135 and 146.
Oh man, that's really appealing. To be honest, honestly, I think they're going to win the game. I think they're going to win the game. It's a good time.
You have no fear about Fournier not playing?
Fournier being questionable is concerning. Don't get me wrong, but the actual fact of this, I think he's going to play, bro. I think he's going to play. Having him questionable is it kind of makes me want to hold it off, though. Having him questionable does kind of make me want to hold it off. I got burnt on Kawhi on a slight half unit. I got burnt on some other things lately, so it kind of does make me want to do that. But just this team in Atlanta Hawks being 29th in fast break points, I just think they're going to up tempo even without Fournier, bro. I think even without Fournier, I want him in. Don't get me wrong. Honestly, I think Terrence Ross is enough. So I'll just lock me in at the +4. I think Fournier coming in, it may even hurt the line. So him being questionable is probably going to give us a worse line than it is right now. So I don't want to wait. I'm just going to hit it right now.
I agree with this slight market move to the under. I do. But I'm pensive about betting it because I agree with you that Orlando's going to want to speed Atlanta up. Get them tired, get them breathing heavy. So that keeps me off of it a little bit. And then I got to remember, I do want to go back to that Bulls-Pelicans total at the end of the show. So I do have a tiny bit of interest in the under there. But all right, Wham has attacked the Magic +4 at +100. That's available at Fox Bet.